Hello everyone, my name is Floris Zavakira and I'm a teaching assistant for Introduction to Deep Learning at CMU. I'll be running you through a tutorial on WandB. For today's tutorial, we're going to be studying what WandB is, what are its key features, and how to set up different of those key features, including setting up a WandB account, installation and notebook setup, how to log in your WandB in the notebook, how to log in the metrics, resuming a run, automating hyperparameter tuning, collaboration on WandB, and making your WandB project public, as well as WandB storage for individual and group accounts. So what is WandB? WandB is a powerful tool designed to help data scientists and machine learning engineers to track and manage their experiments easily through performance visualization and hyperparameter tuning. It integrates seamlessly with popular machine learning frameworks like PyTorch and TensorFlow through its client library. And what are the key features of WandB? WandB allows to log various metrics, various performance metrics, and visualize them in real time. This also helps to keep track of different model versions and training runs. It allows also to resume an experiment. So once you're done with training a model, you can also resume it at additional epochs. Additionally, it allows to fine-tune hyperparameters through sweeps, and it also allows to work in teams and collaborations so that you can run multiple and different applications. You can set up your WandB account by going to the wandb.ai/site and then sign up for it. And then you can get your API key to wandb.ai/settings. The API key will be used in your notebooks while you run your ablations and runs. So in order to use WandB in your codes, you need to install its library, which is WandB. You can install it through pip install WandB. And for the experiment of today, we're going to be using the Cypher10 image classification dataset and convolutional neural network. So for the code format, our functionalities are built-in functional blocks for automated access. For the notebook, the credit goes to the 2024 TAs. WandB login and initializing the project. So in order to log in your notebook, you need to first add the API key to the OS environment and then run wandb.login. After initializing it, you need to initialize your project. So the first thing to do is to create a configuration in a dictionary format and then run wandb.init with the project name, job type, name of the run that you're trying to run, and then the configuration, which is the one that you just set up with the learning rate, batch size, epochs, as well as any other parameters you can add in. Next is logging metrics and saving models. The first thing is to organize your metrics in a dictionary format, and then you can log them by running wandb.log and then adding those metrics. The next thing would be to save your model, where you have to save the file of the model, the state of the model. And after saving it, you can either save it to WandB as an artifact or as a simple file. If you go to your projects in WandB, you can see and open your runs, and then you head down to files. You can see artifact and model.pth, which are the ones that we just saved using the script. Next up is resuming a run. First thing, you need to get the run ID. You can select it by going to your project, selecting the run that you're interested in, and then going to overview. And in the overview, look for run path, where you can find the ID of your run. The ID will be added to the wandb.init through an argument of ID equals run ID. Additional information on how to resume your run will be provided in other Recitation 0 tutorials. Uh, Next up is automating hyperparameter tuning with sweeps. So first thing, you need to create a dictionary with a range of values that you want to test for your hyperparameter tuning. An example is the optimizer with STD and Adam, and the learning rate with minimum and maximum value to select from. And then you need to generate a sweep ID, which is generated through wanddb.sweep and requires to have the parameters dictionary. The next one would be creating a function which takes in a configuration, and the configuration will be generated by the wanddb.agent in order to select the parameters to use. Next is running your sweep, which is run by wanddb.agent, which requires a sweep ID, the function for training the model, and then the count. Next up is collaboration on WandB. You can head on to your WandB account, and then at the top you'll see a button of invite teammates, where you have to select a name for an account name for your team, and then account type, and then invite members by separate of commas. In order to run your runs into the team team project, you have to add an argument in the initialization of WandB, where you have to add an entity, which is the account name that you'll be using. Next up is making your WandB project public. You have to go to your project, select overview, and then you have to click edit and then change the visibility from private to public. One thing to remember about WandB is that once your WandB free storage is full, you won't be able to access your runs. It will require you to delete some files in order to view your runs again. For individual accounts, WandB provides you with 100 gigabytes free, and you can view your storage status through wanddb.ai/subscriptions. For group accounts, you get 5 gigabytes free per team, and you can view the storage status through wanddb.ai/account-settings/the team you chose/billing. Thank you.